fellas, just get yourselves ready, okay? Your position.
Well, good evening and welcome along to the My Albion TV coverage of the PL2 live from the American Express Elite Football Performance Centre in Lancing. Current table toppers Manchester City are tonight's visitors, and they'll provide another test to the Albion's 100% record at home so far in the PL2 this season. If they can record another home win tonight, then they could go joint top with City if other results pan out. So, fourth versus first. Kick-off fast approaching. Chance to look at the teams this evening. First of all, for the Albion, a couple of changes as Todd Miller is named on the substitutes bench, with Gary Dicker returning to watch from the dugout alongside Andrew Crofts. They're replaced by Sam Packham and Laurent Tollage, who is promoted for the start tonight after scoring the equaliser away at Leeds last weekend. City make a few more changes from their last PL2 outing last weekend. There's 5 in total, following more rotation in midweek for their Papa John's trophy encounter against Rotherham United. One to forget that, they went down 5-0 at the New York Stadium. Keep an eye out for James McAtee this evening. 10 goals from 8 appearances in the PL2, and that includes back-to-back hat-tricks for good measure. So last few moments then before kick-off. Referee for this evening is Sam Perkis. He's assisted by Mark Pond and Carl Sear. Fourth official just below your screen in between the two dugouts tonight is Niall Clinton. And once again, all players, staff and officials take the knee. Continued fight against discrimination of all forms. So here we go then, chance for the Albion to go level at the top of the PL2. As I've already said, not going to be an easy one though. The reigning champions Manchester City, currently sitting on top, but that's a good early interception that from Adela Fire. Bring in the Albion's assist king James Furlong over on that far side. Good work though from Shay Charles to do enough and put that one out for the first throw-in of the evening, but I think that's referee Sam Perkis asking for a new ball. Not sure if we got a pop ball early on.
Good tracking.
So an early chance then for the Seagulls to load up the box. Moran is an option, still it goes back towards Jack Spong, but that's easily gifted to City. Sliding in there was the skipper Leonard. Just an early talking to for Mark Leonard, nothing too sinister about that one. This is Lavia. Given away though to Spong.
Go on, James. Go on, James.
Again, it's Manchester City though, who are just on the back foot in the opening exchanges here. Haven't yet been able to find any of the Albion's territory just yet, and still they wait. Good pressing this from the Albion. Laurent Tollage, and that maybe was a bit too short back to Mickey Van Sass in the Manchester City goal. Laurent Tollage lurking. As I said at the outset, got the equaliser away at Leeds last weekend. His third of the season.
Yes, Josh, tidy up.
It'll be interesting to see how he lines up alongside of Evan Ferguson. For the majority of time in the PL2, it's been either Laurent Tallage or Evan Ferguson. Tonight, it's both. Oscar Bob inside to Lavia. Spreads it over to that far side. Now a chance for Manchester City to try and bed in the Albion half.
Yeah, not yet, Josh. Good, Micah. Patient in position, Micah. Key the ball.
This is the City skipper, Luke Mbete. Made his senior debut in the 6-1 hammering over Wickham in the Carabao Cup third round. Fire stepping in, good work also from Leonard. Just to mop up there, then sent down the channel for Tallage. Chests that down neatly. Fire again, looking to provide some reinforcements. Didn't quite work out on that occasion though, so another chance for City just to knock it about a bit at the back. Haven't really had the chance to do this too much in the opening 3.5 minutes or so here.
Yeah, nice backer, in behind them. Let's go, take the pace. Let's go.
Ball into Mika Hamilton. To his left is Oscar Bob, who scored a consolation at home to Spurs in their 3-1 defeat, but they in with a decent chance of taking the lead here this evening. They did in fact take the lead against Spurs last weekend, went down 3-1. That's a decent cross towards the back post, off the post, on the follow-up, and City do have the lead. Poked in by Nico O'Reilly. Well, the Seagulls failed to clear on this near side. Floated ball to the far post and just nodded across goal. Easiest of finishes for Nico O'Reilly on his return to the starting lineup. Good work that from Oscar Bob. Goal scorer last weekend, turned provider this time. And there is Nico O'Reilly with the simplest of finishes. The Seagulls with a mountain to climb already, just 4.5 minutes in. It's Brighton 0, Man City 1.
Let's lift it again, boys. Let's lift it again. Well done.
Get the ball back, Nico. Get the ball back, Micah. Get in position, Josh, with that organised.
Well, it was the first real foray forward for City. It was Oscar Bob on this near side, doing all the damage, proving a nuisance, gets the cross in. There was a chance to clear for the Albion, didn't do enough though.
Not too high, too early now.
And then play back across goal. Easy finish for Nico O'Reilly.
Squeeze! We're too deep, Luke. We're too deep. We're too deep. Get out. Get out.
Well, the only silver lining, I guess, in conceding is that it's so early on. The Seagulls have come from behind plenty of times in the PL2 already this season. Thinking back to that West Ham victory, crazy spell of 23 minutes, I should say, 5 goals, but need to be careful not to concede again here. This is the goal scorer O'Reilly. Out again to Oscar Bob. They're linking up nicely. Now allowed in is Wilson Esbrand. Seagulls just can't deal with City on this near side at the moment. Andy Moran just trying to press out as the rain drives down in Lancing.
Go on, okay? Just for me, please. Good. Right down, Josh. Right down, Josh. Right down, Josh.
See the spray already. It's only really started to come down heavily in the last few minutes, but already there's a good amount of spray on the pitch. The pitch was watered before half-time. Another good ball into O'Reilly. Is this too early on? Odello fired, doing okay at the first attempt, and now the whistle has gone. Well, that's a decent chance there for O'Reilly to make it 2. Just didn't pull the trigger.
Great run, Nico. Great run.
Seagulls continuing to live a charmed life. Almost a deficit of 2 goals there, as it is. Brighton 0, Man City 1. McGill just chips that one over to the far side. Furlong nods it in field for Moran, but the Seagulls just can't get their foot on the ball just now.
Right down, Josh, coming after here, right down. Here he is, right down. Up to you now, you decide.
Keep playing, Josh, keep playing!
Walk with him then, Luke, walk with him, Luke.
Wilson Brandt. That's good work from Leonard. Seagulls need to do a little bit more of that. All a bit too easy just now for tonight's visitors.
Don't want to press you, draw him in.
Skipper Mbete.
Find you on the roll on, Micah. We'll find you when you're ready. Good, Micah. Good, Micah.
Brighton still content just to keep their shape. They know how free-flowing this City side can be. Good hustle again in there from Jack Spong, who wins it back. Better first-time touch from the Albion. It's going to fall to Jack Spong again, who, as he was falling, just gets the shot away. Comfortable claim for Van Sass in the City goal. Better build-up play, though. Neat one-touch stuff from the Albion. That's what they're going to need to breach this Man City rearguard. Apart from the opening 90 seconds or so, it's normal service resumed with Manchester City able just to take their time, look for the ball forward. Riley was the out ball. He's trying to be helped on in his path. Out for the Brighton throw, though. Really miserable conditions this evening now in Lancing as Tom McGill plays it across his own 6-yard box out to a fire. Down the line it went from Packham to Tolage. That's really good hold-up play, but he's just been out-muscled there by Wilson Brandt. Now it's with the lively Hamilton. Now Spong need to clear their lines here. The Albion. Spong in the nick of time does find a ball out towards the left. Furlong down the channel. First time for Ferguson to try and latch onto something, and City can't keep it in. So Brighton throw in a promising position. Furlong in a hurry, looking for a leveller as soon as they possibly can here. Sungi with the diagonal ball. It's a good one. Furlong now. Just showed a little bit too much of it to his opponent. Out for a Brighton throw. And well, this is really getting torrid here. Absolutely hammering it down. It's going to be a test of both sides' concentration. This is a fire. Neat layoff there from Leonard. Now it's with Tolage back to goal, able to turn. Finds Packham. Trying to get the best of Wilson Brandt. Still going Packham. Does find a ball now into Moran, looking for Tolage. Hoisted clear, only as far away as a fire. Now Sungi. Fire's got Packham ahead of him. Instead decides to deliver the ball towards the back post, but it's over everybody in blue and white. Out for the throw on the far side. A decent test of the American Express Elite Football Performance Centre's irrigation tonight and the drainage. I can't emphasise enough how much the rain is coming down here tonight. Ball played in though towards Ferguson this time. In fact, it was Tolage, both equally imposing figures, not able to get above that one Tolage. To hear the rain picked up there on our microphones. City play it short. Leonard sliding in, making the most of the slick surface. Spong now into Ferguson. Better territory gained here though from Brighton. Leonard over to O'Fire. Skipping infield there was Packham. Much better tempo and intensity about the passing now from the Seagulls. Packham, that's a good ball forward to Moran. Now Tolage just shows good strength again to hold off Wilson Abraham. This is Sungi, square he goes now to turns. Really good first touch on a plate that for Furlong, trying to pick out Moran in the middle. Much better from back to front though for the Seagulls, making the most of those slick conditions. Just a yard or two ahead of Moran as the ball was played forward. Nodded back though by Sungi, and the Seagulls have it. A decent area again. This is Moran. Towards the edge of the area he goes, but he just knocked it straight into his opponent. And now Van Sass can clear first time. Turns with the miscued volleyed clearance, so Man City throw on the far side. If you're just joining us, Man City with the slender advantage. The goal coming just after 4 minutes, courtesy of Nico O'Reilly. It was good build-up play down the left from Oscar Bob. It was the easiest of finishes from all of 1 or 2 yards out for O'Reilly. There is O'Reilly again proving a nuisance. Safire able to find Packham. Well, that's good, just passes it past his man, but again Wilson Abraham was interested and City have it back. Well, precipitation has eased off, which will be good news for both sets of players and staff, so it means we can get back underway with no real distractions, but you can see the spray there still every time the ball is played along the deck. This is Katongo, infield now to Lavia. That's a decent ball forward, just threaded through to the goal scorer O'Reilly. Can he weave his way past a couple of blue and white shirts? Instead he decides to bring in Wilson Abraham. Overlapping on this near side is Bob. Wilson Abraham once more. Decent foundations to this attack, patient play from City. The Seagulls just dropping off, trying to keep some disciplined shape. Just inviting the skipper Mbete forward. It's an imposing figure at the back there, the Manchester City skipper. Fire forward to Talage. It's a decent tussle between him and Lavia so far this evening. Ball was played forward towards Moran.
Organise the back four, Luke, please.
It was just as Packham was playing the ball forward, just a slightly late challenge coming in, so back for the free kick we went. Afire outside of the boot, wall pass into Leonard, still going now, Afire. And he gets it back from Talage. See the game plan of the Albion, just biding their time. It's trying to make the most of it when they do have the possession with the one-touch passing. Now a chance for Moran to get forward over on that left flank. Trying to pick out Spong, who just slips on the wet surface. Albion do retain possession there with Ed Turns forward to help out. In the end though, just floats out for the City goal kick. Charles into Katonga. City looking the more composed. They will need to be careful. Talage and Ferguson both lurking. Here goes Ferguson now, was trying to team up with Moran. Good challenge that from Tsungi, but only won the ball back temporarily. Does now fall into the path of Talage. First time ball is from Spong, gets it back. Furlong's made the run over on the far side. He finds the Irishman. Can he provide another assist? for Ferguson.
Pass.
Easily dealt with though by the City defenders.
Higher, Oscar. Higher earlier. Higher earlier.
Kaiki
Right out here.
finds an outlet on the right. They move centrally once more.
Higher, Micah. Higher, get out his shoulder. Get out of his shoulder. You want to walk the switch up and down this side.
17 and a half minutes played. Manchester City looking assured so far with their 1-goal advantage.
Done, Josh. Creating space for Romeo there. Creating space for Romeo. Yeah, creating real space for Romeo and Mata. Perfect.
Katongo now.
Thank you, mate.
Over to the right flank. This is Charles.
Josh will create space for you now, Micah. Look what Josh is doing for you now. Yes, Micah. Don't worry, look, react, just react, just react.
Given away to Packham. Back to
Good
goal,
lad.
Ferguson.
Well done, Luke and Bain.
Trying to play in
Love that, Beth. Love that,
strike
Luke.
partner Tolage. Doesn't quite come off that time. So it's City who'll start again.
In position, Janelle.
Early goal from the City, certainly showing in terms of confidence after back-to-back defeats in the Papa John's Trophy. Before that, first PL2 defeat of the season, but if they keep going like this, they don't look like they'll lose this evening. Played in over on that left-hand side of the box was McAtee, the danger man, 10 goals so far this season. He'll be looking to add to that tally tonight. Here he is again, overlapping is Wilson Abrand. McAtee. In now to Bob. This could be dangerous, sliding in there was Packham, and McGill just about prevents the corner. Could play that from the former Basingstoke Town, Greenwich Borough, and Worthing Loney. Here he is again, Tom McGill. Trusting each other to play short. There's Leonard dropping in deep. Now it's with a fire, now Packham. Moran now helping out, but he can't keep it in. Just out of play in front of Shannon Ruth and Andrew Crofts.
When the ball's in deep areas, make sure your body's open so you can see where the striker is, yeah? Otherwise they'll be off his shoulder and we'll be one down. Good lad.
Wilson plays Brand with the throw-in. Mika Hamilton getting a toe to it ahead of his man, and City regroup. Back now with Van Sass. Bete able to just trot to the edge of his area. Diagonally forward to Charles. Now Katongo. This is Kaiki. Former Brazilian under-17 international Kaiki, signed from Fluminense in the summer.
Josh is creating the space for Micah, perfect. What a switch. Love that. Position, Mickey. Down Josh, down Josh, down Josh.
What can Ferguson do here? Just trying to press up to Mbete. And between him and Tolage, they forced the corner. Too much on that back pass from Wilson Abrand. Can the Albion find an equaliser from this corner? City will be kicking themselves if the Albion do manage to level it up.
On you, Romeo. Nothing ahead of you.
Sam Packham it is who's gone short. Jack Spong has wandered over to take it.
Yes. Stay in front, Romeo. On your head. On your head, Romeo. There you go. Well done,
Decent delivery. Van Sass can't catch. So the danger isn't clear just yet. Now it will just loop out for the goal kick. Andy Moran underneath it. Played to Katongo. Charles, infield to McAtee. Trying to get the better of Spong sliding in. City throw.
Play, Shay, play. Switch to play, Romeo. Switch to play, Maka. You're out, Josh. You decide.
Just drives it out that switch to Wilson A. Brandt. Decent cushioned control just to get it out and onto the deck. Now on Bete.
You're creating perfect space for Micah. I get it. I get you can be higher. I get you can be higher.
Katongo down to line to Kaiki. Just dropped the shoulder there. Away from Furlong, into the area. This way, then that. Then goes for goal, straight at McGill. Another warning sign for the Seagulls. Well, the touch to get him away from Furlong was decent. Now you see me, now you don't. And that allowed him to burst down that right flank, cut inside of 3 blue and white shirts, sell them the dummy this way, then that. Left-footed, straight at Tom McGill. Scoreline remains Brighton 0, Man City 1 for the time being. McGill with the hurried clearance, left-footed, up to Ferguson. Excellent cushioned touch. You can hear the applause ahead of me into Furlong, who gives it back to the Ireland under-21 international. Then the switch is on. Good header that from Packham, trying to find Tolage. Good pressing again from the Albion. They're waiting for their the right moment to push back the City defenders. Bit of space here though for Hamilton. Squares it to McAtee. He just picked it up in a decent pocket of space. Just helps it along to Kaiki. Oh, just showed a bit too much of that to Moran. Couldn't believe his luck there, Moran, that he was able to pick it up so easily.
Get him one way, Nico. Get him one way, Nico. In the go, then, like that. In the go, in the go. Get him one way. Back in, Nico. Back in, Nico. Back in, Nico.
Good first time ball from Leonard out to Packham. Then a fire. Sends it on the deck to Tolage. Back heel into the path of Leonard. Looking for Moran. Van Sass forced out of his area. First time clears out for the throw. Smart play though from the Albion.
Okay then, cool. Yeah, cool. All right then. If you decide that, it's fine. Just a loss, no weight on it then.
You can see the game plan in action really. The Seagulls just trying to remain disciplined, and then when they get their moment, move the ball around quickly and look for that run into the channel.
I love that. From the front, Mike. From the front, you, Oscar, you.
This is Packham. Oh, just tries to flick it over Wilson A. Brandt. Backing into his man, trying to retain possession. There's 2 City shirts around him now. Packham did incredibly well to dig out any form of cross. City clear. The fire nods it back into Leonard. Now Spong. Ball pass with his midfield teammate. Ferguson unable to latch onto it.
Good. Fine, Josh. Good.
But midway through this first 45, City still with the lead after that O'Reilly effort. Just 4.5 minutes in. Good pressing that from Andy Moran on Romeo Lavia.
Brilliant, Josh. Find it, Josh. Don't be afraid to bounce. Good, Josh. Love it. Perfect, Josh. Thank you, mate. Good talking as well, Josh. Good talking.
Katongo square to his skipper. Bete just asking for the option a bit deeper. McAtee just off your screen, picks it up now. Hamilton. Now it's Manchester City's turn to move it about that little bit quicker, but Furlong had his eye on that. Now this is the first time since the goal really that we've seen City just back off, but Hamilton was having none of that, so he's decided to be the one-man threat, asking the questions. Back to McGill. Spong sends it long. Will it be too much for Furlong? Katongo able to get there first. Gets the return ball from Van Sass. Now Charles. Two Albion shirts just converge around the City man on the far side.
Then you go. Hey, because he's under pressure, you can go with him, yeah? And we'll go behind you on that one. Well done.
Well, the ball just evades turns, but at the second time of asking, able to prod it back to Afire, who helps it on to McGill. This is where you feel the Albion just need to inject a little bit more urgency, because it's allowing in the likes of McAtee coming into your screen there. You can see Hamilton as well. Kaike's the closest to it. And it is given away. This is Charles. Spong trying to battle possession back. Given away, though, to James McAtee. And that was Oscar Bob looking to make it 2-2, either side of McGill. And that's 2-0 to City. Well, they are hanging on. A couple of big chances for City to extend the lead already this evening. McAtee at the heart of everything good again, and Bob just can't find that bottom left corner. The Albion fortunate just to be 1 goal down. Just under half an hour played here. Sungi with the ball forward, incisive one to Tolage, who first time brings Afire into play. Given away though, Wilson A. Brand. Back to Mbete. There's good work from the Albion. They're hunting in packs and they forced a throw in. Packham's got a fire short. Obliges into Adela Fire. Moran brings it down. Spong helps it over to the left. This is Turns moving forward. Now Furlong looks up. Delivery towards that back post, Van Sass underneath it. It was quite deep for the cross from James Furlong over on the left. He has got 3 assists already this season, but just not able to put enough whip on that ball in and pick out Tolage. Easy claim that for Van Sass, but Andrew Crofts will still be pleased by the movement as the half has gone on. And the Albion just backing themselves to shape up, win it back when they can. This is Kaike. Dazzling feet moving in field. Allows McAtee to take over. Moran closest to him. Now Lavia. Hamilton plays in Wilson A. Brand. Gets it back from Bob. Really bright on this near side this evening, and we've seen some flair over on that far side as well with Kaike. That man on the ball now, Katongo. And Lavia. Lavia forward, thumping challenge that from Afire. Referee waves play on. Mika Hamilton trying to get the better of Leonard. Tolage reads the pass and is able to go back home to Tom McGill. Needs to be careful there though. Afire. He's got Packham as an option. Throw in taken quickly. Back in now to Bob. This is McAtee. This is dangerous. Gets it back from Bob once more. Good play though from Afire. Just to get his body in the way. Make sure, puts it behind from the corner. Gets the high five there from McGill. But there is a corner to defend.
Yeah, Josh. Josh, walk in, yeah. Don't end up in no man's land.
Played short. Hamilton.
And again, Hams. And again, Hams.
This now is Lavia. Didn't get exactly the connection he wanted. It just drags that one wide, but afforded a lot of time on the ball there, Romeo Lavia. Does have one goal in the PL2 so far this season. He was just invited to have a go there. Packham held up by Bob. Talage manages to get something on it to Packham. Slight slip from Ferguson, but the offside flag is up on this near side. Again, Brighton have got to take heart from that. They're doing so much work defensively to win it back, which includes the likes of Ferguson or Talage dropping deep. When they do get the opportunity, the ball at their feet to knock it around, zip it around, they have done that and then look for the run into the channel. So just got to keep plugging away here. Spong with the arms up against Charles. Advantage play. This is Kaiki. Offloads it to Charles. Now McAtee. Chips one in there towards Hamilton. Away by Leonard. Now Spong forward. Good hold up play that from Ferguson. This time McGill goes over to this near side. Good double header there from Laurent Talage. Good chest control afterwards from Sam Packham. Brighton throw. Well, Brighton have looked most likely down this near flank, moving the ball in field. Played over to the left for now with Furlong. Down the channel he goes. Ferguson just trying to hold off Katongo. This is where the Albion want the ball. Far up the pitch with the centre halves around halfway. Mark Leonard it is that can take over. Back to goal Talage. Just hurried that offload, but does manage to find a teammate. Turns. Good ball forward. Little pocket of space there for Moran. Better tempo about the Seagulls passing now. Another Brighton throw.
Okay, yeah, cool. I don't know what he means.
Well, the Albion can also take heart from the fact that Man City did take the lead last Friday night at home to Spurs, but Spurs it was who went on to win 3-1 that night. And as I said earlier, Seagulls have turned around enough games already so far in the PL2 season. But they've got a bit of defending here to do and a decent sliding effort that from Sam Packham. Bring the ball away from Mika Hamilton. Hamilton in a hurry though, finds Bob.
Yeah, I know, you can't do it first, you can only tell him. Could be one again, Micah. And again, Micah.
Wilson Abraham. Just showed a bit too much of it for a while there to Ferguson, but City do still have it. Now with Kaiki. Charles gets it back from McAtee. And now Mbete seemingly with all night just to put his studs on top of the ball on halfway. Just draw the Brighton players in, then finds a really good ball into McAtee, wriggles away from trouble. Via O'Reilly, it goes out now on this near side to Oscar Bob. Now Hamilton left edge of the area. Again, a decent crunching challenge that from O'Fire. We've seen a few of those already tonight. So another wave of City attack to deal with here for Brighton. It's played in field to Lavia. This now is McAtee. Well, he thought that Kaiki had made the run ahead of him. Just off balance after he'd made it. Brighton still can't complete the clearance though. The white shirts just all drop into position again, patiently waiting and pressing when the time is right. Now Packham does get involved. Tolage looking for his colleagues.
Yes, Maka. No, you decide. Stay central, Luke. 1v1.
City almost toying with the Brighton midfielders and attackers though, just waiting for them to make the move so that the area of space is just created. That's a good ball in centrally to Tsungi, who's looking to stride out, but there's a bit too much on that for Ferguson. Can Furlong get there? Well, out for the throw in the end, and Furlong was nowhere near it.
Yeah, Josh.
Brighton just need to box in City here. See if they can wrestle back possession.
Think about when the ball's secure here, Josh.
Moran is the one marking McAtee, almost got something on it there, then gets nutmegged. Ball is out to Hamilton, dropping deep to help out. Just asked to keep going. Brighton players backing off. That's made the space for Wilson Abrams. Up against O'Fire. Square in field. Hamilton gets it once again. Now McAtee. Decent build-up play this from the visitors. Outside of the boot. Finds Hamilton again. Now it's Wilson Abrams. For a moment there, maybe eyeing up the effort toward the top bins. Instead, it's now with Kaikai on the far side. Katongo, sliding challenge from turns. It does win the ball back. Spong not able to keep hold of it though. Wilson Abrams. Dangerous moments as we approach the end of the first half. Ball comes in towards the right edge of the area. Seagulls find an out ball to Ferguson. His Irish under-21 colleague Moran looking for Tolage, and again just can't get the ball under his spell, so City handed back possession. Just over 5 minutes left of this first 45.
Have a spell of possession if you want.
Finally poised here. When the Seagulls do knock it around quickly, inject a bit of urgency, they look threatening, but we've only seen it on a handful of occasions. No real efforts at Van Sass's goal. Half chance for Jack Spong. Not so long after the goal, but other than that, it is the blue side of Manchester that have dominated so far this evening. Van Sass drives it out to the right as the rain drives down once again. Leonard able just to chest this down, backtracking is O'Reilly. Able just to turn into a bit of space and then allow in Spong. Looking for the switch out to Packham. Wilson Abraham had his eye on it. Now there's space ahead of Bob. Wilson Abraham looking for the return ball perhaps. Does get it back from Bob. They've linked up nicely on this near side so far tonight. Now Hamilton. First touch from McAtee. The little flick inside his own legs trying to find Bob. Oh, and almost given away there by Tsungi. Then does well to move in field of Hamilton, but the ball can only find Lavia. This now is Oscar Bob. Still Oscar Bob. On the angle is Hamilton, across goal, important clearance that from Ed Turns, flicked on by Leonard. Leonard now able to find Tolage. Can they spring a counter of their own here, the Albion? This is Moran, 3 dark blue shirts around him. Good spell of possession this though for the Albion. What can Evan Ferguson do up against the City skipper and Mbete? Just shrugged off it for a moment. It's good work there from Mbete. Made light work of Evan Ferguson. Both imposing figures, but Mbete just able to get his body in the way, hold on to it.
Rock up, Mike. Josh, did that for you, buddy. Come on, come on. Let's push hard physically, come on.
Work smart. Wider, Oscar.
Now with just under 3 minutes left of the first half, perhaps both sides with one eye on the clock, awaiting the interval. Held up there, Lavia, by Leonard. Oh, and this is a decent ball through, slipped through to Bob. Into O'Reilly for his second of that. Offside flag is up. But again, Oscar Bob finding himself in some excellent positions. He had time to thread that one through to O'Reilly. Just about setting the right offside trap for the City strikers. Turns, able to look up. Just stride out. Now this is Furlong. Back into Ed Turns now. Antef Sungi, Belgian under 18. Back over it goes to Turns. Laid off pretty well there by Spong. Looking for the return ball. Does pick it up here once more, Jack Spong. Now Leonard sprays it out to this right-hand side with Packham. Can he get the better of Wilson Abraham? Instead goes first time to Moran. He was looking to put it into the path of Packham once again, but showed a bit too much of it to the City defenders. They've mopped up well all evening, Man City. And now Charles can set away Kaikai. Have they sprung the offside trap this time? Play goes on. Kaikai with the effort blocked. Hamilton will pick it up. Seagulls just need to get out here at their opponents. Hamilton just afforded a bit too much time there. Here's Kaikai. Again, the Seagulls just retreat back. But then that's a decent challenge from Spong with the help of Laurent Talage, who can break free. This is Moran. Ferguson's in the middle. Again, look at those navy blue shirts flooding back.
Yeah, you'll see him. It's okay, Janelle. It's okay, Janelle. Luke will see him now. Luke will see him now. Good, Josh. Play right. Not too early, Josh. No, back in. No, back in, Josh.
Decent turn away from Oscar Bob there from a fire. They've done enough, the Seagulls, to win the throw on this near side. Back with a fire now.
As long as he's in position. Not too wide, Josh. Not too wide, nobody. Not too wide now. Squeeze. Win the header.
McGill first time, slightly miscued, but Leonard was underneath it. Showed too much of it to Hamilton. Gets it back from Bob. Just doubling up there, Jack Spong and Leonard on Mika Hamilton. Now it is for Wilson Abrand.
Yes, Micah. Yes, Micah.
Wilson Abrand gets it back from Bob.
And again, Micah. Yes, Micah. Yes, Micah. Go on, Micah.
This is James McAtee. Turn ball, left edge of the 6-yard box. Georges drops the shoulder, carves out across towards the back post. Furlong's underneath it. Hacked clear away towards Talage. And that is the last action of this first 45. The only goal separating the sides coming 4 minutes in. Courtesy of Nico O'Reilly. Good work on this near side from Oscar Bob. Ball is floated across and then prodded across goal. In truth, Nico O'Reilly would have struggled to miss. So at half-time, it's Brighton Hove Albion 0, Manchester City 1. Well, welcome back for this second half on My Albion TV live tonight. It's PL2 action. If you've just joined us on the stream, score at half-time. Brighton Hove Albion under 23s 0. Manchester City under 23s 1, courtesy of Nico O'Reilly's second goal of the season. 16-year-old with the goal just 5 minutes in. And the Seagulls have been trying their level best to find an equaliser, but in truth it was City thereafter who probably had the better chances. A couple of offside flags denying the likes of Oscar Bob and Mika Hamilton. As it stands in the PL2 Division 1, Manchester City would remain at the summit if they can hold on to this lead. Elsewhere tonight, just one game. Arsenal have travelled to Leeds. And it's a bit of a thriller in Yorkshire. Arsenal 3-2 up at half-time. A few exercises to keep the blue and white shirts warm there as we await the navy blue shirts of Manchester City. It doesn't look as though there's been any substitutes at half-time from what we can see. Options on the bench include Todd Miller, Jack Hinchy, Cam Perpion and Ulrich Eller. Ulrich Eller yet to make an appearance this season. I think that's largely owing to the form of Laurent Tolage and Evan Ferguson. Plays in a very similar role as the 20-year-old former France under-19 international. For the visitors, City, they've got options in Ike Pozo, Kwaku Oduro and Oscar Terenzi. And Luca Barrington, who started in the Man City defeat at home to Spurs last weekend. Barrington scored in his PL2 debut 2 weeks ago against Leicester. Another local lad making progression through the Manchester City ranks, as so many of them are. Mentioned about James McAtee in that first half. He's already got 10 goals to his name from just 8 PL2 appearances this season. 2 of those hat-tricks as well, back-to-back hat-tricks. Against Blackburn at the end of August, and then a week later against the red side of Manchester United. So that would have felt good for him, I'm sure, in the Manchester derby. Perhaps fashionably late for this second half. Tonight's visitors, we are almost ready to get back underway. Referee Sam Perkis takes a look at his watch. Can the Albion find a response in this second half? There were a few occasions where they moved the ball around quickly. Cries over on that far side, I think, of handball. Nothing doing, though, from Sam Perkis. We're just lacking that final ball into the channels, just a few yards away from runs made from Ferguson, Moran and Tolage. But there'll certainly be any panic in the ranks from Andrew Crofts. Unfortunately, there was no panic in the ranks there from Tom McGill. That was played right across his goal face. And from that to this near side, is James Furlong. This is where he wants to whip it in. Low ball in, flick is from Ferguson. Away from Katongo. Trying to find the head of the goal scorer, O'Reilly. Furlong again, just looking to make a bit more of an impact on this left flank in the second half. He did get forward on a few occasions, but deliveries into the box certainly weren't his best. He does have 3 assists to his name already in the PL2. He does also have 1 goal, which I'm not sure was intentional. The Albion 4-1 victors at home to Blackburn earlier in the season. Seagulls need to be careful here. Ed Turns able to knock it into his man and out for the goal kick. Will they play it short? Turns will probably stay there. And then Sungi splitting in the other direction.
Half and half, Oscar, half and half.
Indeed, he does go short to Ed Turns, just squared to his left. Interested was Oscar Bob. Ferguson's forced deep. Decent ball down the channel though from Furlong. Now Moran, just out-muscled there by Lavia. Now into Bob. The Norwegian just looking for space, trying to wiggle in space. This is McAtee going for goal, and well, it was always going wide, but McGill wasn't sure. Full stretch there. I think he does get a touch on it. Well, again, Furlong just backing off, watching his man. The faintest of touches from McGill. It was definitely going wide. He wasn't sure, though. So behind for the corner, which is taken short. Oscar Bobb's in there, but this is Mika Hamilton. Plenty of blue and white shirts around him. Just about do the job with Ed Turns, who once again thunders it into a Man City man and out for another goal kick. And already you can see McGill just looking over to Turns, looking over to Sungi, trying to decide early on if they want to play this one short. You can see there to the left of your screen, the goal scorer O'Reilly's interested, and there he goes, applying the pressure on Sungi. Clips it downfield towards halfway. Decent flick that from Tolage, only as far as Wilson Abraham. No doubt Cross would have told his player the longer the game goes on, it will get stretched. There will be chances, just no doubt asking his players just to believe if they can keep the scoreline or the deficit just to 1 goal. They'll know they can turn it around. As I said in the first half, they've done it plenty of times already in this PL2 campaign. Katongo now, back to Van Sass. This time he's forced to go first time, so not quite where he intended. Afire can lay it back now to McGill. Furlong gets the flick on it, but straight into the chest of Charles. Good work that from Spong to win it back. Ferguson infield now to Moran. Tolage wants it played in. Just holds off. This now is Packham, just shaped in towards Tolage. Might fall for Jack Spong on the edge of the area. Furlong. That's Moran who just puts in his compatriot. That's a good looking cross towards the back post, headed away by Wilson Abraham. Here he is again, Wilson Abraham. Now a chance for Hamilton to just try and gain a few yards, but plenty of time and space in the centre field of his own territory there for James McAtee. And now at walking pace, once again for the skipper and Bete. Lavia, one for McAtee to chase, a fire. Needed to get that right, and he does, and the ball back to McGill. One touch out of his stride and then hits it long. Packham underneath it.
Oscar, here you go, buddy. Come on, move you on. Let's see some magic. Let's see some magic.
Time to look up here for Charles on this near side. Picks out a ball to Bob. First time back from Icapozo.
And again, he's good. And again, he's good control. Get the ball. And again, he's
Pozo
good.
looks as though came on at half time for the visitors. Gives it back now to Charles.
Down, Josh! Lovely shot.
Pick a position, mate. Left side.
What's Josh one side himself for again? It's a far.
I have this confirmed, but it looks as though it may be the Brazilian under-17 Kai who's made way, but as I say, we'll get that firmed up for you.
Down, Josh!
This is Wilson A. Brown who's brought to ground. City have it back in a flash. This is Icapozo once again. Now McAtee. Drifted out to this near side, but too much on that one for the throw on this near side then for the Albion. It turns under pressure from Bob. So too is McGill, so he hits it out to the left flank. Ferguson gives chase. And City get the decision. A little shove for good measure there for Jedel Katongo from Ferguson. Oh, and has he stayed onside here, O'Reilly? He hasn't. Offside flag goes up. But again, they're just hanging on that offside line. O'Reilly, Hamilton, Bob, when they get the opportunity. Not for the first time there, O'Reilly finding himself offside. So Seagulls just about maintaining their discipline there. A fire down the line. Little flick on that one from Moran. Ferguson closing down Van Sass. Now Lavia first time finds the outlet. And there you can see it was indeed Kaiki who made his way for Icapozo. And Sass just floats one forward. McAtee, and that was an important challenge that from a fire. There was a man free on the left for Man City, so he timed it perfectly. This is Ferguson. Now a chance maybe for the Albion just to pen in their Mancunian visitors. This is the highest the Brighton defenders have been for some time. A fire. Good work from him. Diagonally infield, then moves outright. Just caught there by O'Reilly, who offers the hand as if to say, yep, no, I clipped him there. Play goes on though. This is with Bob. Can he get the better returns? Overlapping is Pozo. Straight at Tom McGill again. Not for the first time this evening. It's an effort straight at Tom McGill. He'll gratefully stop those ones. So they've threatened on a good few occasions, Man City, to extend their lead, but the scoreline remains Brighton 0, City 1. Can Brighton make them rue their misses? It's Packham with the deflected effort into the area. Van Sass can make the claim. Bob into Pozo. Perfect weight on the pass. Not the connection he wanted. Easy enough save in the end for Tom McGill. Van Sass. The Dutchman can only find the Belgian. Antef Tsungi. Fire elects to go home. First time from McGill. Back to Tsungi. Trying the first time stuff here. The Seagulls almost get it wrong. Turns just about prevents the corner. But he can't prevent giving the ball away. James Furlong on this near side. Oscar Bob the man. Proving a nuisance. And once again, all hands to the pump. That was taken quickly. This is Oscar Bob going for goal and just wide of McGill's upright. That's a few quick-fire efforts from Man City in the last few moments. The Seagulls just switching off. Afforded a bit too much time on the ball here, Oscar Bob. Just trying to find that far left corner, trying to whip his boot around it. Fortunately for the Albion, just drifts wide.
Get across, you get across, Romeo. Back it deep for one, buddy. That's it.
So the game just starting to open up a little bit. But as it stands, it's Man City who are seeing more of the chances go their way. Can the Albion break out here with Jack Spong? It does fall to Leonard, who helps it on to Furlong. Now Moran. Can he get out of trouble? Tries to flick it in between Charles and McAtee. Out for the throw. The skipper sends one towards the edge of the area. Has Talage stayed onside? Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because Van Sass bursts out to claim. Needed to be confident and brave there, Van Sass. Got there ahead of Talage.
Possession. Possession.
Well, the pace of the game has stepped up a notch or two in this second half. Oh, and that's a mistake from McGill. Almost allows in O'Reilly. Furlong can try to complete a clearance here. Oscar Bob the closest to him. Chested down by Leonard. Seagulls just need to take a breather here, dust themselves down. In danger of going 2 goals down. Still just the 1 goal in it at the moment. Evan Ferguson forced back now to help out. Wilson Abraham. Reinforcements in the shape of Mika Hamilton. Now back to the assured skipper Mbete.
Deeper Josh, deeper Josh, deeper Josh.
Pozo, good turn away from trouble. Now McAtee gets caught up in a fire's legs, but does enough for the ball to be played back to McGill. Another rather hurried clearance out for the throw-in. Pozo back to Wilson Abraham, making progress towards the edge of the area. And now a chance for the Seagulls just to try and slow things down.
Yeah, invite that pass, Oscar, and press it. Invite the pass and press it. Good lad. Lovely position, Oscar. You can stay there, you can stay there, good. You can stay there.
A few unforced errors at the back, putting a bit of unnecessary pressure on themselves, and they may well do so again here. It's with Sungi, out to a fire. Good pressing though from the visitors. In truth, a fire down the line. Ferguson just backing into Mbete. Well, the Albion players are asking for a free kick there, but I think Mbete was just allowing Ferguson to back into him. Just letting gravity do the work. This now is Katongo. Charles into the Norwegian Oscar Bob. Look at the space on this near side for McAtee. Spong just watching his every move. Pozo gets it back towards McAtee. The angle getting tighter with every moment. Back to Bob. Oh, some fancy footwork there from Oscar Bob, and then so too from McAtee. Draws the free kick.
Remember, buddy, all the time we need to lap this all the time, yeah? In build-up. What's working, trust me.
So deep in conversation, McAtee and Bob. Got enough of an angle. If it was any straighter just outside the D, it would be harder to dip it down into the top corner, but with this extra bit of angle from the right, trying to shape it into that top left corner perhaps. McAtee it is with the strike. And once again, McGill able to make light work of it and set away Sam Packham. Packham gets the return. Ferguson in the area. Now Moran joining him. Won't find Ferguson though. Headed clear from Charles. We'll throw Riley to chase, but it was always going to go into the hands of McGill. Bowls it out to Furlong. Leonard goes home to turns. Now McGill. Spong with the floated effort over to Furlong. It's better hold-up play from Ferguson, able just to shrug off Katonga. Turns now with the ball centrally into Leonard, who just nudges it on towards Moran. But again, the Albion just struggling to keep hold of it. Maybe they can do so with Spong, trying to pick out Tolage. They will get another go at it here. Now with Sam Packham. Packham into O'Fire. Moran. Good work over on that right wing from the Seagulls. O'Fire will bring it back in centrally. Maybe the switch is on. Tsungi, who just picked up a yellow card there earlier, tries to pick up Moran. Mbete will get there first. Knew he had to clear that one. It was going out for a corner otherwise, and Hamilton on the far side can't keep it in. So that's better from the Albion. Fire just kneels down to use a mixture of his chest and the top of his thighs maybe just to get control of that one. Wilson Abran just told to hold off for a moment by Sam Perkis. We are back underway now. Spong was trying to find Ferguson. He'll have another go. Pick out the Irishman. Oh, and the studs were up there from Adela Fire. Could be in trouble with this one. He knew he'd be at full stretch to get anywhere near the ball, and just as he made the challenge, the studs in his foot were off the ground, so be interesting to see what Sam Perkis decides here. You can see the City players surrounding Sam Perkis and now just telling them to withdraw. It is indeed just the yellow for O'Fire. Maybe a tad fortunate there. It was Spong trying to find Ferguson. The clearance finds its way to O'Fire. Oh, and it looks as though the studs were almost on top of the Man City player's boot there. Yellow card. Van Sess almost sells Lavia short, but an excellent drop of the shoulder and turning away from trouble. Brighton are able to battle back possession. This is Turns in the midfield position, driving forward, then just checks back. Furlong finds a ball to Ferguson, who'd made the run and was just held up there by Charles. Brighton are apoplectic. They believe that should have been a free kick on Ferguson. You could see the run he was trying to make and then just ran into the brick wall that was Cher Charles. Confident play there from Van Sass to find his captain, Mbete. Then forward to O'Reilly. Now Lavia. Charles now able to progress on this near side. Lets Bob take over. Arrowing in towards the edge of the area. Will he let fly? Just moves back to the right. And then finds the ball into Hamilton. Skewed away. Only as far away as Oscar Bob. The blue and white shirts try to dig back possession. Still Oscar Bob. Now it's left for Wilson Abran. The Fire just trying to restrict his progress. Good tracking this from a Fire. Just holding up his man. Does find a ball in field. To the left edge of the area now with Hamilton. Patient play this from City. McAtee was the option there. All of the outfield City players in the Brighton half. This is Katongo. Good urgency about City's play here. Maybe, well, that's given away to Tolaj. Can the Albion punish City here? Gets it back from Moran towards the edge of the area. Leaves it now for Moran. Katongo with the challenge. Back now to Ed Turns. Oh no, Sam Packham, who's made his way up there. Well, you just wanted to Moran maybe to hit that first time on the edge of the area, back himself to find the bottom corner. Just ran into trouble. Brighton do have a thrown on the far side, but we are going to have a substitution. You can see Adela Fire there just telling his teammates to calm down. It's going to be Cam Perpion. And you'd think it would pretty much be a like for like with Sam Packham over on that right-hand side. Cam Perpion just wanders over. His first duty will be to take the throw-in. Sporting yet another different hairstyle, the Aussie. Perpion, former Australia under-17, turned 19 last month. You may remember he scored on his debut away at Derby on the opening day of the PL2 this season. This is O'Reilly dropping deep. Now Wilson Abran. Charles drops deep. First time it goes out square to Wilson Abran. Hamilton gives it back. Good hassling though from Moran. Brighton throw. So that's the end of the night for Mika Hamilton. He's going to be replaced by the Spaniard Oscar Terenzi. Appeared in the last 5 PL2 games, but still waiting for his first full PL2 debut. Perpion was looking in the direction of Moran. Leonard just ushered in there. Now it's with O'Reilly.
And down, Josh, and down, Josh, and down, Josh. Perfect.
Looks as though those legs are growing heavier for Evan Ferguson and Laurent Tolaj. Wouldn't be surprised if we do see Ulrich Eller before the night is out. Just over 70 minutes, just under 70 minutes play, 20 to go. This is Leonard. A few more of those errors creeping in from the visitors in the channel for Tolaj to chase. This will fall now though for Moran. To his left is Ferguson. Can he get the better of Katongo? Skips away from him, and then another City man, and the offload left just wasn't right. Still battling away with McAtee, and then he does give away the free kick. It's just been that final ball through from the Albion that's lacking, or pulling the trigger when they get the opportunity. Got just under 20 minutes to make amends though. City still with just the goal advantage. Done well to stay in it. Manchester City, the reigning PL2 champions, as it stands top of the pile. I can tell you it finished up in Yorkshire. Leeds United 2, Arsenal 4 in the PL2, so that's enough for Arsenal to climb up to second position, just a point behind Manchester City as it stands. This is Perpignan though. Purposeful run here from the former Sydney FC man, trying to pick out Tolage. The whistle had already gone just as he struck it. Well, it was just nudged on the edge of the area there. So a cracking opportunity with this free kick for Andrew Croft's side. Good impact early on from the recently introduced Perpignan. So it will be the left boot of Jack Spong, maybe to pick out a corner or a ball in. Does go towards the top of the goal, just over. Van Sass was rooted. Don't think he was getting anywhere near that one, had it found the top right. Well, that's a decent chance for Brighton. He was looking to take it as soon as the whistle was blown by Sam Perkis, was Jack Spong. And it flies just over Van Sass's goal. Sungi gets enough ball there, needs to be careful on the yellow card. Furlong moving forward, decent first touch to get away from Bob. Switch over to Perpignan. Ball just about stays in play. And it's Terenzi there, sliding in to poke it out for the Brighton throw. Just in the last few moments since Perpignan came on, Seagulls with a bit more belief about them. And that's evident with where Tsungi was able to pick that one up from the clearance. Not many times that Turns or Tsungi's been able to retrieve a City clearance in City territory. Furlong will try to send it straight back into the Man City half. Turns. The ball forward from Leonard. Tolage just ball watching slightly there, hoping it dropped into his path. Side-footed with some pace at the head of Cam Perpignan, so he did well to keep the ball in play full stop. But Brighton unable to hang on to it. Perpignan, oh, again, just rolls out for the throw. Other option, of course, on the bench tonight for the Albion former Colchester United man Todd Miller. Turned 19 earlier in the month. He's already got a goal and an assist in the PL2. Well, I should say in the Papa John's Trophy against Forest Green.
Position, Josh. Keeper, Josh. Really worth it. Got him, man. Really amazing to get this game to the game. We've got to work on detail. Positional discipline and detail is important. Well done, and again, Nico. And again, Nico. Yes, Maka.
Oscar Bob gets it back from O'Reilly. Industrial challenge there, or industrious challenge I should say, from Turns. Temporarily had the ball back, but City again with it there with McAtee. Play goes on after that challenge into the back of him by a fire. Leonard, overlapping run on the near side is for Furlong. That's who he was looking for, but easy enough for O'Reilly to track. Thinking about shepherding it out for the goal kick for a moment, but then back heels it through the legs of Furlong. Ferguson. And he's just gone down off the ball there, Ferguson. Hopefully nothing too serious. Of course, the other option is if either Tolage or Ferguson are taken off. Todd Miller playing more of an attacking role on either wing, maybe in that number 10 position. Leaving just the one of Ferguson or Tolage up top. Here is Tolage. Does well to manufacture a free kick there. Didn't have the ball under his full control, but able to win the free kick.
Good to go on the next pass, Oscar Terenzi. Yes.
Tsungi away from O'Reilly. Tolage lays it off for Spong. Looking out wide left for Furlong. He just showed a bit too much of it to Oscar Bob. And now McAtee can stroll forward towards the edge of the centre circle. Decent sliding challenge from Leonard, but it will roll into the path of O'Reilly.
Down Josh! Down Josh! Down Josh!
Passage of play where the Albion just had a bit of momentum after Perpignan was introduced. Just started to fizzle out now. City starting to string a good few more passes together. And there's a good ball strung into McAtee, who fires it over.
Let's hear you, Luke! Luke! Now's the time to get your lotus. Now's the time to get your lotus. Oscar, you okay?
So it's the end of Mark Leonard's night. Jack Hinchy, the man to replace him. Andy Moran it is, sorry, making way.
When they pick a side across, Lovey. Not too early, Sher. Not too early. In you go. Schumacher.
First touch for Hinchy. Trying to turn away from McAtee. Loose early touch there for Hinchy. We could forgive him for that. Sure he won't be if it leads to City's second.
Back in, Lovey. Passes. Get the ball. Luke, central Luke. Get on the ball.
Good work again though from Ferguson. Him and Tolage have worked tirelessly all night, and they have a reward for their efforts. Not on that occasion. Tolage unable to keep hold of it, and Tsungi's in a tangle with O'Reilly. Does well to square it along to Furlong. Ferguson dropping deep once more. Now a bit more time for Hinchy to look up, assess the options ahead of him. Just squares it to a fire on this occasion. Oh, and that's cut out from Tsungi into McAtee. This could be dangerous. Edge of the area now. You can hear the cry of keep the ball on this near side from Barry Murphy. McAtee looking for Wilson Abraham. Decent return ball to the left edge of the area. Just clipped towards the back post. Furlong's underneath it. Bob gets something on it, and then McAtee has a go. And again, McGill wasn't sure. Had a bit of whip on it, but it was always going wide of Tom McGill's right post. So it is going to be Ulrich Enema-Ella making his first appearance of the season to replace Evan Ferguson.
Deeper, Maka, no, deeper now, Maka. Deeper now, James. Deeper now, James.
Sent forward by a fire. Talage with the chest down into the path of Leonard. Perpion, a willing runner on that far side. So too is Ella.
Passes. Recover, James. There he is.
And in a flash, City have it with Oscar Bob arrowing towards the edge of the area. Just watched carefully by Turns.
Yes, get the ball, Shay. Get the ball, Shay.
Bob will have another go at Ed Turns. Gets the half yard and the cross comes shot. Safely taken by Tom McGill. Both players have gone down though, Furlong and Oscar Bob, so there will be a fairly lengthy stoppage. Again, just away from Ed Turns there, just shows him one way, gets the shoulder down, drives down the channel. And then just really are coming together for James Furlong and Oscar Bob. So this stoppage just gives me the opportunity to look ahead to the rest of the weekend's action for Brighton Hove Albion teams. It was tricky against the Man City senior team last week at the Amex. Graham Potter's side going down 4-1, and it doesn't get any easier tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock at Anfield. Brighton will take on Liverpool. And an equally tricky test for Hope Powell's women's side. Sunday, 4:45 kickoff, semi-final of the Vitality Women's FA Cup away at Arsenal, so that won't be easy by any stretch of the imagination. As for the under-23s, well, Andrew Croft's side are back in Papa John's trophy action with a trip to Northampton. That's on Tuesday night, currently propping up Group L of the Papa John's trophy, just the 1 point against Forest Green. And then next Friday, back here at the American Express Elite Football Performance Centre, Spurs the visitors in the PL2.
Not you need to know, should be halfway. Should be halfway. Got a contact. Go on, Oscar, carry on. Carry on. Go on, in we go. You can go. Back in, yeah, well done, Romeo. Back in, Romeo, back in.
Furlong down the line.
Go, Josh.
This is Talage. Perpion. Bit of space to take that first touch. Good work from Ella. Can he dig out the cross? He can. Repelled behind for the corner. Brighton's 100% record under serious threat, and even the unbeaten home record also under serious threat. Can they find a way back? Jack Spong then with the corner, whipped in. Doesn't get past the first man though. Away as far as Odell Afire. That allows him Pozo, but he gets it at the second time of asking. Good recovery that from O'Fire. Perpion into Spong. Set away is Perpion. That's a decent looking ball in that time. Away from Katongo. Spong can't bring it under his spell. This is Pozo. Leonard goes down. Play goes on. Ella, can he find the cross? Well, Sam Perkis is going to bring a halt to play here for the earlier challenge, I think, against Mark Leonard. Tried to play the advantage there at Sam Perkis and saw that it didn't quite work out. So, promising position this for the free kick from an Albion point of view.
Down. Oh. Oscar. On you, Janelle.
Just under 5 minutes of the 90 to go. Spong sends it towards the back post and Talage is underneath it. can't get on top of that effort enough. Heads it over. Decent weight on the ball. Talage just leaning back. Can't direct the ball underneath. A goal for Van Sass.
Again, Luke.
Ulrich Eller, the man asking the questions this time and applying the pressure as the clearance is made up to Sungi. Now O'Reilly.
Press, Oscar.
This is Turns. Lost where the ball was for a moment, but able to find his feet. Leonard now, over to Perpion. He's looked lively since being introduced.
Not too narrow, Bob. Not too narrow, Oscar, Bob. Not too narrow, Oscar, Bob.
And now, the first time for a long while, City just retreating slightly, trying to preserve this one-goal advantage. Turns. Gets it back from Furlong. Spong first time then to Furlong. Decent build up this from the Albion. Patient play. Can they find an end product? Leonard sends it forward. It's a shame because again, starting to string the passes together. Just wasted with that ball forward from the skipper. That means Mika Van Sass can just wind down the clock slightly. Just under 3 minutes of the 90 remaining. Bowled out to McAtee, who miscontrols. That allows in Ed Turns, who's almost playing as a central midfielder at times. Good work that from Leonard. Good redemption from the captain to pick out Furlong. This is where the Albion just need to find that killer ball. Turns, squares it to Sungi. Again, nothing wrong with the possession. Just need the movement ahead of them. Turns gets it back from Spong. Now he opts to go infield, but that was never going to make its way to Talage. Gifted possession back to City. And Turns goes for the back heel as he was retreating, maybe slightly off balance, so City still have it. Pose. Hear the cry again of keep the ball for City.
2v1, Romeo. Stay away, Oscar. 2v1. Oh, 2v1. Switch the play. Switch the play. Switch the play.
Getting to the point where we're going to have all eyes looking at the fourth official, Niall Clinton, for the injury time added on. Just under 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remaining. And another chance for the left boot of Jack Spong. Try and find the head of maybe Messrs Sungi. Ella Turns trotting forward. Hinchy's in there as well. Of course, that man Talage will be looking to make it 2-2. Whip delivery towards the back post then. It evades everybody, including Perpion, who can't keep it in play. Manchester City goal kick. And rather unsurprisingly, Mickey Van Sass in no particular hurry. Play forward for Ella. Latch on to. Hands go up from Leonard and Talage in the box. It will fall to Leonard. Oh, and that was a gilt-edged chance there. Decent ball in from Ella. Maybe another chance to go at goal here for Furlong. Just holding off his man. Turns is there for support. Left-footed ball in towards Ella. And there it is. They've done it. Ella on his first appearance of the campaign marks it with a goal. They may not hang on to their 100% record, but the unbeaten record at home is back on for the Seagulls. Decent ball in from Ed Turns, redirected towards the bottom left corner, and Ulrich Enema hauls the Albion level. Well, said it in the first half, you just can never count out this Albion team under Andrew Crofts. Always believes there's going to be another chance. And they'll probably believing now they can do it again. They snatched the victory against Leicester City a few weeks back. Andy Moran with the goal that day in the dying moments. Can they do it again here? Why not? Oscar Bob has other ideas though. Immediately on the front foot, skips away from Spong. Is O'Reilly onside? No, he's not. So rather sensibly, the Seagulls will still just take their time. Songi just prods that one away.
Hey! Emotions are high. Keep it fucking settled. Miguel, get us up. James, you up with some? Come on, kids. Thank you. Win the second goal. Alright, thank you. Ed, face it, just can't be ready. Yeah, go Miguel. Second ball, Brighton. Come on, Tom. Good kick, Tom. Away. Wow. Yes, Red.
Here's Talage. Just checks inside of Lavia. Pozo was there to help out. So too, though, is Spong. Now Leonard driving in. Game really stretched now into the last few exchanges. Making the run was Lavia. Instead, it goes back in field now to Wilson Abram.
Yes, Oscar, a bit of magic. Let's go. Runs.
Charles. Now McAtee, who's just hung out right.
And again. And again. And again, Oscar.
Oscar Bob. Charles. Low ball in. Spong with the clearance. Out for the City throw.
Play. Get on the ball, Oscar, bit of magic. Bit on the magic. Hold.
Charles drives one in. Now Spong. Anywhere will do just for the moment. You can see Andrew Crofts at the bottom of your screen just ushering up his men in blue and white, just trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Doesn't want him to drop too deep. City send it long, towering header that from Ed Turns. Here comes Leonard again. One for Talage to chase, head down, Usain Bolt style on this near side. Not sure he's quite the same pace as Usain Bolt, mind you. Well, you can see the fist pump there of Mark Leonard, what it means to the men in blue and white. The Albion remain unbeaten on home soil, courtesy of a late equaliser from Ulrich Enema, his first of the season, on his first appearance of the season. And he gets the plaudits from his teammates. It's finished here. Brighton Hove Albion 1, Manchester City 1.